What's up everyone? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to test the battery health of your camera batteries, of your light batteries, V-mounts, and so forth. This is a really simple process, but surprisingly, a lot of people don't know how to do this, and they don't know why their camera gear or lighting gear just doesn't power on, or if it just doesn't last long enough. Now, the first thing you're going to need to get is a multimeter. These things run about 10 bucks on Amazon. I'll leave a link to a similar one that I'm using in today's video down below, so make sure you check that out. And I'm going to show you how to test the voltages of different types of batteries that are most commonly used on set. We're going to start off with the 18650 battery. This is a very common battery that's used to power gimbals and other similar devices. So that's an 18650 battery. Next, that's really common, is the Sony NPF style battery. So let me show you right here what that looks like. Here we have a traditional Sony camera battery. If you use Canon or Nikon, this video will basically guide you through those battery packs as well, since they're built exactly the same as the Sony ones. And here we have traditional V-mount battery packs. If you have Anton Bauer, it's going to be the same exact process for that as well. Next, what I want you to do is take out the battery pack that you have in question. And what you want to do is locate where the battery pack outputs power. So you see that on a V-mount battery, it outputs power here. It can output power here on this P-tap connector, and it has a USB out. For the sake of this video, and because it's a lot easier to test it out and it's the most common on all V-mount and Anton Bauer batteries, we're gonna actually just look at this area right here of the battery. So what you wanna do, you wanna take your trusty voltage meter here. Again, 10 bucks on Amazon. Highly recommend that you buy one of these. If you're gonna be spending a lot of money on batteries, you definitely need to get a multimeter. So this is what it looks like. It's really simple. Now, before you go ahead and test your battery, I want you to read the label of the battery. What you got to focus on is nominal voltage. So if you look right here on the label of this Bebob battery, it says 14.4 volts. This is the nominal voltage. If the reader, the multimeter, hits that voltage or a little bit higher, you have a healthy battery pack because it was designed to run at that voltage for a long period of time. So keep that in mind, all right? So the same thing goes for the Sony battery packs. I don't know, let me see how close I can get on here. You probably can't read it. It's really tiny print, but I'll read it off to you. It is actually meant for 7.2 volts on the Sony battery, which is probably going to be the same for those Canon and Nikon packs too. It's very, very similar. On the NPF style battery pack, 7.4 volts. And on this 18650 battery pack, we have 3.7 volts. This is all nominal voltage. Also, it's a good idea to fully charge each of these battery packs because that's how we're going to test out the maximum voltage of the packs. Okay. So let's start off with the V-mount battery pack. So here's your traditional multimeter. Black stands for negative, red stands for positive. These connecting probes are very, very crucial, and this is what makes the multimeter work. So on most multimeters, you're gonna have a ton of different numbers here. It looks pretty intimidating, trust me, but the only section you really wanna focus on is where it says DCV or just plain V. This is the voltage. So we have 20, 200, and 250. None of these packs go above 20 volts. So I'm gonna set the multimeter to 20 volts. And for most battery packs, this is what you're gonna need to use for filmmaking equipment. Some battery packs may say 22 volts. If that's the case, bump it up to 200. All right, now we're gonna take the V-mount battery pack. We're gonna flip it upside down right there. Make sure you guys get a good view of that. I'm going to take the positive, put it in one end, and the negative in the other. All right. Have a look at the reading here. 16 volts. Now remember, on this battery pack, it said it had a nominal voltage of 14.4. This is a fully charged pack. So, because of this reading, I know that I have a healthy battery pack. It has full capacity at this voltage. I'm very happy. Now, don't forget that different multimeters may have slightly different numbers. That's okay. If you have different multimeters at home, check the same battery pack with those different multimeters. There should be slight deviations, but not by far. All right, keep that in mind. Next, we have a Sony NPF style battery rated at 7.4 nominal voltage. We're gonna go to these little prongs here, or not prongs, I keep forgetting what these are called, but this is what connects the battery pack to your camera equipment. We're gonna take the positive and negative probes, just shove them in there, and we get 8.25 volts. Remember, 7.4 was the nominal voltage. We're getting a slightly higher reading here. And this is a fully charged pack, which means the cells in here are healthy. So that's good. Next, let's test out this 18650 battery. It has a positive and negative side, just like the other battery packs that we tested previously. And this is used to power gimbals and other similar devices. All right, so we're gonna take our multimeter. We're gonna match our positive and negatives here. Uh-oh, we get 0 volts. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first dead battery pack. Now, if you're reading 0 volts on a battery, it's toast. It's done. You can't even recharge it. So, unfortunately, you will have to recycle this battery pack. If it's 0 volts, you have a damaged cell. Don't put it in your gimbal or try to charge it. It can damage other devices. So this is just a standard 18650 battery. It has a Zhiyun gimbal logo on it, but this is just sourced from a common manufacturer out there. So 18650 batteries are very common. A lot of them can go bad over time. I've had this battery for about, I don't know, 8 years or so. So this one is toast and must be recycled. And last but not least, we have our traditional camera battery pack for those mirrorless cameras. This one's going to be a little bit trickier to measure simply because it has a smaller connection here. So we're probably just going to have to, be a little bit more creative when we're placing our rods in this battery pack, just as long as it makes contact with the connectors inside the battery. So just put one probe there, one probe there, and we get 8.3 volts. Remember, this battery's nominal voltage is at 7.2 volts. So we have a healthy battery pack here. So that's a quick video, at least I hope it was quick, on understanding the longevity of batteries. If you have any questions on your battery pack's health, this is the #1 way to test it out, by using a $10 multimeter. And this multimeter can be used throughout any items in your house or anything that uses electricity. So highly recommend that you get one of these things. If you need help recycling battery packs, check out your local hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot. They should be able to help you out with recycling. Do not throw it away in regular trash bins because that can start fires. Be very, very careful. And if you want to look for cheaper battery packs, I'll leave some that I recommend down in the description box below. This Sony battery I've had for over 6 years, and it's still holding true. Some of the cheaper battery packs, like the ones I'll post down below, are about 1/3 of the cost, and they last you about 2 to 3 years. So I'll leave both the Sony original battery packs and the aftermarket ones too, so you decide on whether or not you want them, okay? And let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.